What's going on, everybody? We're going to get ready to get this show started. As you can see on the graphic, we're going to be talking. Since I was unable to do a post game, we're going to quickly recap the Titans win over the Colts, 25-16, and we're going to get ready to preview the Titans going up to the Big Apple to take on the Jets. So y'all know we got a big show coming. I'm glad y'all will be with me. Y'all spread the word, and we are finna get ready to get started in less than 30 seconds. So stay tuned for Titans in Truth. Good evening, Titan Nation. How is everybody doing? Good evening, Titan Nation. How's everybody doing? Welcome in to a brand new edition of Titans of Truth. I'm your man, Chris, aka Blue Enforcer, and we're gonna have a terrific show for you this evening. Make sure y'all share this show out. Make sure you share it on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And make sure y'all let everybody know this is the place to be as we get ready to start on this show as the Tennessee Titans defeat the Indianapolis Colts 25-16 to go to 2-1, and they drop the Colts to 0-3. And I mean, this was a fantastic. This is a very good game. Probably a little bit closer than everybody would have wanted. I see some people up in here. Chris Frazier tightened up. Let's see. We got C-Dub in here. Nice to beat the Colts in Nashville for a change. I agree. Reggie, what's up with you? Mr. Weezer, let's beat the Jets. Justice Lawson in here. Welcome on in here. To everybody, who is either new or old. Paulie D, 3 turnovers, 4 catches combined between Julio and AJ, and we still win by 9. That is definitely something. That is something right there. Let's see. Jay Porter, time to tighten up. Drum Star said Titan gonna be 4-1. Well, we're not gonna jump ahead just yet, but there is some great opportunity here to really do some good. Titan Tiger 1000 from Texas. What's going on, man? Glad to see you. If any of y'all are not in Nashville or in Memphis, let me know where y'all are from and everything. We want to have some fun, because I mean, I want to get this all over the country and everything. So, or all over the world. So let's do that. And then let's see. I'm starting to worry about injuries. Thinking maybe John Simon or Jamie Collins. That would be very interesting. So we're going to definitely talk about that. So let's get into this game. The Titans beat the Colts 25-16. They go to 3-1. Let's take a look. And also, I forgot to mention, make sure y'all share this show out again. We have already hit 1,000 again. Thank y'all for that. Make sure y'all help me get to 2,000. Hit that like button, share it out on all media platforms. And also, if you're wanting some Tennessee Titans of Truth swag, just like this Titans of Truth shirt that I have on right now, or this hat that I have on, you could definitely check out my girl, Miss Latoya Akinyemi. You can check her out by email at queenbutterflytees@gmail.com or on Instagram at queenbutterflytees. Or you can go by my email at canewell817@gmail.com. If you like one of the hats like I have, get with me or get with my guy Out the Cribs Customs on Instagram. That's out_the_customs on IG. You could definitely check him out and be able to get this hat. And so I'm actually working on getting another hat sent to me that'll be navy as well. So I'm working on that too. So I'm just glad everybody's here. Miss Mims is here. CJ, my brother, Blue Fi, to my Blue Fi brothers. Let's see. Kernick Leon, Amarillo, Texas, by way of Clarksville. What's going on? Welcome in. Welcome in. Paulie D from Florida. So we got a lot of people coming in here and everything. So I'm glad everybody is here. And I know some of y'all are from right here in Tennessee, like Mr. Weezer is in Nash in Brentwood. So this game, it was definitely one to watch that was fun, but it was also a bit chaotic because I just thought it was a little bit too close for my liking. So you look at this game, we beat the Colts 25-16. Tannehill 18 of 27, 197 yards, threw 3 touchdowns, but 2 interceptions. One of them was his fault, the one to Darius Leonard. And then the other interception, the one that basically went off of Chester Rogers' hands, that one was not on him. So I'll definitely give him that. But he also had 6 carries for 56 yards, and he had a couple of big first down runs. One in the middle of the game that kind of led to a touchdown, and also the other one to end the game at the end, which I'm going to show you that in just a bit. Nick Westbrook-Akina came up with 4 catches, 53 yards, had a touchdown, but he did fumble the football on another catch. So I didn't like that. AJ and Julio, of course, combined for 4 catches, but both of them go out due to injury. AJ hurts his hammy in the second series, does not play the rest of the game. Julio is out in the fourth quarter for an undisclosed leg injury, which we now find out. We don't really know the extent of that. But again, on the defensive side, the sacks continue to go up. Ola Adeniyi, he is really starting to flash and flash a lot. Had 1.5 sacks on the day. Landry had another half sack, which really should have been all his. But, I mean, very impressive. So, really, Adeniyi and Landry should each have a sack, but they credited half a sack to Adeniyi. Held Carson Wentz to under 200 yards passing, and also Jonathan Taylor to under 64 yards rushing, as we take a look at the numbers of truth. And as you can see right here, you got we outgained them 368 to 265 on the ground, 180 yards to 87, passing 188 to 178. But the most important thing, time of possession. Held the ball for 34 minutes and 6 seconds. Also, we're very good at time of possession because we held the ball against Seattle for almost 40 minutes as well in that particular game. So time of possession has become a very, very important thing with that. So we definitely have to make sure we keep the ball out of the other team's hands. They can't do nothing if they don't have the ball very much. So let me get to some of y'all comments as we are looking at the numbers. I'm gonna let's see what we got going on here. I see we got Lee said keep up the good work. And yes, please make sure y'all smash that like button, as Lee has just said. Smash that like button for me. I want to get to 75 likes tonight. I would like to get a many more of you in. So if y'all share the show on Facebook or on Twitter, make sure y'all tell everybody come on in because you don't want to miss this great action. So let's see. Reggie Williams said, well, good, man. I'm good, man. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling great. Titan Tiger says, it's great that we have other players that can step up for us. Even greater that we have our game breakers ready to excel at any time. Hey, it's next man up. That's the mentality. Justice from New Jersey. All right. The Jersey Shore. I like that. So glad to have you with us. Jawbro 5811 says, not sure about that sense. He seems to have a minor injury he can't play through. I don't know. We're definitely going to find out what some of these injuries are as time goes on. Herman, what's up with you, good sir, down there in Texas? Titan Rossi, what's up with you, man? I missed Rossi and Upload and also Jacques and Hawk from Titans Weekly. I hate I missed those guys. I was trying to get up the road as quickly as I can to the game. I think I got to Nashville. I left around 8 o'clock. I got to Nashville right at close to 11 o'clock. It was about maybe 11:15, almost 11:30 when I got in the gate, but by then everything kind of already took place. So definitely going to try to meet up with those guys again. CW says tough, gritty game. Keep one thing in mind. Colts were giving it their all because they had in mind if they lost the game, chances that the playoffs were tough. Yep, it's definitely very tough to make the playoffs after 0-2, after 0-3. So we're definitely going to take a look at that. Let's see, Reggie. I'm gonna definitely try to make sure I need to, definitely make sure we have that one. Assessing team at full strength and going into that week 8 matchup later. That's something we're gonna have to pay attention to. Time Ross says Tannehill looks more like a leader, more of a leader this year. Not worried about the interceptions. Well, hopefully the interceptions will start to come down and everything. So we're definitely going to try to see about that. Al, I have not talked about that yet, Mr. Orderstruck. We will definitely get to that. As CW said, doesn't matter what strength they were or not. You can only play the team that they put on the field. That's the only thing that matters. That's true. That is true. I mean, again, you got to beat the team that's in front of you. You can only go with the guys that you got. So we're definitely going to try to see about that. And I see we got about 30 to 31 people in here. So I'm glad everybody is here. So, yes, that, again, if you take a look at the numbers, we did well offensively. We ran the ball well. Derrick Henry had another 100-yard game, 28 carries, 114 yards, caught 3 nice passes out of the backfield as well. And I mean, that was a nice 114 yards, and he did score on a 2-point conversion as well. Of course, Chris loves Tannehill, obviously. Also, when will Farley recover? That is an excellent question. I do not know right now what's going on with Caleb Farley. He did not practice again today, which we will definitely get to. So that's some things that we got to really talk about as far as what's going on. And quickly, I'm going to give y'all the injury report. This is the injury report from today. A.J. Brown, Bud Dupree, Caleb Farley, Julio, Taylor Lewan, Laurel Murchison did not practice. Christian Fulton, Brett Kerr, Roger Saffold, Tier Tart were limited. And then Jayon Brown and Anthony Ferguson were full go. Elijah Moore and Jeff Smith did not practice due to concussions. And right now it is looking like Elijah Moore may not be able to play in this game because of that concussion. So they are in concussion protocol. Marcus May, their good safety, did not practice either. And then Jamison Crowder and Tyler Croft are limited. So that's some of the practice reports that we got coming up. But as we get ready to go into the two-tone blue star of the week, we do have quite a few. We have a few pieces of business that is very important. This was Coach Mike Vrabel after the victory over the Indianapolis Colts.
Chris said something to me when we were walking in. He said, it ain't pretty, but it's beautiful. Okay, it ain't pretty, but it's beautiful, fellas. We got so much work to do. Okay, but we're going to learn from winning. We're going to learn from winning. There's so many guys that went out there, okay, that probably had no idea that when they woke up this morning they're going to have an impact to the game. That's how it goes, man. Jeremy made a mistake early, came back, caught a huge touchdown, okay? Christian Fulton goes down, Breon goes in there, they throw at him 2 times, 0 catches. Okay, all of them making contributions, man. Appreciate y'all. So, Nick Westbrook, we just throw you the ball, you just barrel into the damn end zone and score a touchdown. I appreciate it, Nick. Guys, we don't care where you came from. This is a great lesson of when you wake up every game day, you better know what to do. And when you get called on, go in there and play fast and aggressive, because you just never know. You just never know, and that's how we're built. We don't panic. We don't freak out. Put the next guy in there and hope that everything we've done, right, Prue, goes out there, catches it with his hands on a huge third down conversion. Okay, these are battles. These are grinds, Danico. Okay, appreciate you being on our football team, Danico. Okay. There's a reason you're here, because we watched you lay it on the line. Okay, now you're laying it on the line for us, man. I appreciate it. The team appreciates it. Chet, Danico, get in here and break it down. Let's go,
Danico! Hey, Titans on threes. 1, 2, 3. Titans!
And that was head coach Mike Vrabel and the team celebrating after the victory over the Indianapolis Colts. And as you heard from Vrabel, a lot of guys definitely stepped up. And I mean, you know, they stepped up in major ways. It was just the next man up mentality. Ola stepping up big. Nick Westbrook stepping up big. Danico applying pressure and things like that. And it's those little things that are going to be big in winning the football game and doing a lot of great things as well. So as you can see, Tyrod said, Autry got a game ball. Autry, fantastic, underrated player. What's up, Tyler, man? Glad to see you this Sunday. Let's see. Power says stiff arm is not a toy. People say, Ola Aditi, that like button. Yeah, hit that like button. Help me out, y'all. Help me smash that out. And Red said, King Henry stiff arm that like button. I like that. Jets missing a big piece of the wide receiver core. Yeah, Elijah Moore looks like he may not go, and we'll definitely have to see about other people going forward. Jeffrey Simmons, that like, but y'all a trip. Y'all are a trip, and I love every bit of it. CW says, I heard earlier today Marcus May is going to be out for the Jets 2 to 4 weeks. Big loss for them. Both safety they started with, May and Joyner, out. Both of them are good players, so deep shots for Tanny. And that is, you know, let's see. Yeah, it looks like he's going to be out a while because they're saying he should be back before the trade deadline. So, yeah, that is a pretty big blow to him because, I mean, Marcus May is a pretty good safety. And if he's out for them, I mean, it's not going to look good. And I see Lee Hill is saying star of the week, Ola Adeniyi. So it is definitely that time to figure out who the two-tone blue star of the week is. So get your nominations while I play a couple of plays of the day with a few nominees of my own. The Mike Vrabel video was courtesy of the Tennessee Titans, and this was courtesy of the NFL.
Pressure's coming. Wentz can't get away. Harold Landry in the backfield along with Adeniyi. A loss of 10.
When you play basketball, somebody sets a screen for you. So as you're rushing in, you set a screen for the rusher who's coming behind you. You pick, and he comes around, and in full force, he gets to the quarterback. 10 guys up around the line of scrimmage.
Tannehill, he might try to keep this one again. He will. And he is inbounds with a first down. That's the third time today that you thought Tannehill was going to go to the ground or go out of bounds, and he just kept on running.
You've got to have your head in the game if you play quarterback. And look at the sprint by Mohammed, and then here by Tannehill to stay in bounds and keep that clock moving.
Is the middle linebacker for the Colts. Second down and 8. Screen to Henry. Henry with blockers in front. Derrick Henry knocking over Darius Leonard. Now Leonard told us that he was still going to try to punch the ball. He did not care if he got run over. He got run over right there.
One of the new rules is once you get outside the tackle box and you're down the field, nobody cuts. So everybody's manned up. And these offensive linemen do a great job of body on body and allowing Derrick Henry to run through. Normally, the defensive backs would have tried to cut those guys' knees out. But the screen pass is going to be.
So those are a couple of plays of the day from a few two-tone blue star of the week nominees that I like. Definitely, as Lee mentioned, Ola Adeni is definitely one. I think Ryan Tannehill with Joseph Rodriguez definitely goes with RT17 because of those tough runs that he made. And then, of course, the beast, the king, with that amazing screen run where he just runs over Darius Leonard, which won him the angry run scepter from Good Morning Football, which I think Kyle Brandt was like, he's got like 50 of those scepters, which, I mean, it seems like every other week Derrick Henry is getting that angry run scepter. So I definitely like that very much so. But let's see. Al's going with Tannehill on offense, Autry on defense. I like that. The blocking is getting better each game, and I do agree. I think the offensive line, they're slowly starting to find themselves a little bit. I mean, they only gave up 1 sack, and that was early in the game, but then after that, no more sacks were given up. Valtoria says Chester Rogers, probably my star of the game. He did well at wide receiver and punt returns, helped feed the energy. Now, he did have that one fumble, that one tip pass that he should have caught that turned to an interception. But other than that, he didn't do too bad. See, Tyler says, just saying this as on a hunch or a gut feeling. From the view I had, I think Lawan is going to be all right. I think the O-line just has to get a rhythm going. Agreed. You got to get into rhythm. King Isaac says, what's up? Tighten up. Taylor Wan did have a decent game. I definitely agree with that. So, you know, and we do have to clean up the turnovers. So who do y'all think is the two-tone blue star of the week? Was it Adeni, Ola Adeni? Was it Ryan Tannehill? Was it Derrick Henry? Was it Nick Westbrook-Akina stepping up when needed? Was it Christian Fulton, who just continues to get better and do well and looking like he might be our corner number 1? And like I said quite a few times before, once Caleb Farley gets on the field and get his feet under him and he becomes a full-fledged starter, I think we're going to have 2 legit badass young corners on the outside for many, many years to come. I am liking that very, very much. Let's see. Titan Rossi. We're going to be looking at some numbers in a minute. He said 15th total defense, 13th in sacks, 13th on third down, which is good. Night and day from last year. I agree. Definitely from night and day. Titan need to hold the Jets to under 15. We're definitely going to see about that. Reggie said, apply Harold Landry pressure to that like button. Please do. We got almost 40 people in here, so more of you keep coming on in here. Jawbro says, if our defense can be somewhere between 13 and 20, if we have a real shot at a deep playoff run. I agree, and I said this before the season started. If the Titans are anywhere between 12 and 18 with the offense as they continue to get better, they have a legitimate shot. They have a legitimate chance to do some major, major damage. And, you know, Molden, I think it's going to start coming along as well, too. But I think my two-tone blue star of the week has got to go to Mr. Ola Adeni. He's come along very well. He's already got 2.5 sacks on the year. Should have had a safety on Russell Wilson. I mean, he is far exceeding the expectations that were set for him. And so I definitely like what he has been able to put together. So Ola Adeni just continues to improve. I like him a lot. I think he's providing not only help on special teams, but on defense. So the two-tone blue star of the week for me, Ola Adeni. And of course, as we have a star of the week, we also got to have a a dunce of the day as well. So you got to have one of these. So, who would be your dunce of the day? Who didn't do well in this game. So, I mean, I could put Tannehill in the category for a couple of those interceptions and these turnovers because I'm kind of getting tired of the turnovers. But Tannehill didn't do too bad. David Long, even though he's done a lot of really good things, I didn't like the two penalties that were called on him at some major times. I did not like that. So that would be a problem for me. But I honestly can't really find too many dunks of the day nominees. I mean, I would say for the Colts side, Jonathan Taylor only having 64 yards rushing is definitely not good. Carson Wentz continues to get banged up. Of course, the Colts also lost Quinn Nelson. He did not return to the game after he went out early. So who would be your dunks of the day? Alvin says 15. No tight team is allowed to give up any points. That's true. Joseph says the Colts as a team. Tyler says whoever the wide receiver was that was right there for the touchdown but didn't get his body down fast enough and fumble. That would be Nick Westbrook-Akina. Definitely. Reggie goes with Frank Reich for not running the ball more with his quarterback when his quarterback should be in a wheelchair. They definitely tried to run the ball. The Titans did very well against the run, although Nyheim Hines, I mean, he caused some trouble. He caused some big trouble for us, and it looked like Nyheim Hines could have did some damage, but we did hold him off. Paulie D says, dunce of the day, Rodgers for not using his hands on that interception. Power Hour said, let's be honest, Frank Reich's play calling. Definitely. Let's see. CW said, did you see Vrabel smile earlier this week when asked about Ola if he reminds him about his own career? Very rare to get Vrabel that happy in a press conference. True, he's been beaming about Ola Adeni. He's been beaming about him. Philip Madden says, Jack Rabbit's still not playing well to me. He's a dunce of the day. I honestly did not notice Jack Rabbit, to be honest. Didn't notice him at all. Let's see. Taylor did pretty good when they stick to the run. Let's see. Frank is the dunce. Let's see. A lot of people are agreeing. Westbrook-Akina on that fumble. Yeah, I would say honorable mention has to go to NWI, even though he did catch the touchdown and did do the white shoes dance. But fumbling that ball was bad. But I do have to give the dunce of the day, I'm going to say to Frank Reich, because Frank Reich had no business playing Carson Wentz. I mean, you put your quarterback at even bigger risk. I understand this is a division game. You want to win. You don't want to be 0-3. But you have now 15 more games to go. 15 games remaining, and your quarterback may not even make it through halfway through the season on 2 bum ankles. And now your all-pro left guard is out. So that doesn't make things any better for you. So I got to give it to Frank Reich as the dunce of the day for that. Now, I know somebody mentioned in the league, Kansas City losing to the LA Chargers. Actually, I got to give props to the LA Chargers because the LA Chargers almost had me win a bet. My dunce of the day has to go to the Baltimore Ravens as well as the the Las Vegas Raiders, because those two dunces cost me a lot of money. I could have won over $2,500 had Baltimore covered, which looked like they were going to cover, but Detroit scored late. And then the Raiders go to overtime, lose by 3 when the point spread was 4. I had 6 legs in my parlay. 4 went right. The Browns held serve. The Broncos held serve. I had originally picked Kansas City to beat to hold the spread. It was -7, but I changed up and picked the Chargers. I'm glad I did that. And then Arizona did their job. I had Detroit +8. I changed my mind listening to some bet experts, which I should have just stuck with my mind. And then the Raiders. They ruined me. But I give props to the Titans because they helped me win a bet. So I definitely take that. Let's see. Some other people. John says the sun face got burned. It was a little warm. I'm not even gonna lie with that. CW said I like Jack Rabbit's coverage, doing a good job. Let's see. Chargers are not a bad team, and I agree with Justice on that one. The Chargers are not a bad football team. Justin Herbert is on his way. They have a decent defense. I don't think they're that bad. And I think the fact is, taking the AFC South, I think we took a big jump because the Jags lost, the Texans lost, and now the Colts lost. Texans are 1-2. Colts and Jags are 0-3. So we are at least a game and a half up on Houston and 2.5 games up on Jacksonville and Indianapolis, and we own the tiebreaker. So, and right now, yes, right now the opening betting line on the Jets is -7. I'm a little nervous to see about that. I probably would take that bet at -7, but if it gets any bigger, I don't know if I'm going to take that. So let's get into one of my favorite parts of the show, your favorite and mine, and that is, it is time for Pick My Brain.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
So it is time for Pick My Brain. And so this is where y'all get to put some questions to me. And y'all ask away. Ask away what you want. I'll definitely try to answer them for you as much as possible. We start with Reggie. He gave me this question earlier. How do we assess the game with neither team in full strength? What are your thoughts on the Week 8 matchup? Well, I mean, that's kind of far away. That's going to be right after Kansas City and Buffalo. So, I mean, hopefully we are 4-1 going into Buffalo. And I would say at worst we're 5-2 going towards Indianapolis. And if so, we have a great chance. I mean, I think Indianapolis could be sweepable. We're definitely going to see about that, but we'll talk more about Indianapolis as we get closer to that date. I know somebody asked about Ficken. I'm trying to see. Yeah. Tyler asked about hot kicking Ficken. Is Ficken coming back, or is he going to be our kicker? Now, Ficken theoretically could come off of IR, I believe, this week. But with Randy Bullock kicking so well right now, really no need to take him off of IR right now and rush him back. Let him take his time. Let him get fully healed up. Randy Bullock is doing just fine. There's really no need to rush Sam Ficken back. I think we stick with Randy Bullock, and we do that going forward, at least right now. So that's what I think when it comes to that. Let's see. CW says Jets have a good front seven. Real tough, though. Biggest weakness of the Jets overall roster is interior offensive line. I think Simmons and Autry are going to feast. Now, we're going to talk about the Jets in a minute, but they do have a nice defensive line. Definitely. Let's see. I know I saw a couple of questions. Valtoria says, do you think we'll see Josh Reynolds show why we brought him in the next few weeks? I hope so. I mean, this is Josh Reynolds' opportunity. What's up, DO9? Good to see you. I mean, if Josh Reynolds doesn't take advantage of this opportunity now, he's never going to get that chance. And it'll be, unfortunately, a wasted free agent signing. I mean, I understand in the beginning why he was signed. to possibly be the number 2, and then Julio Jones comes in and probably in his mind messed that all the way out, messed that all the way up. So that's something we'll have to take a look at. Tyler says still don't like Shane Bowen's defense. Defense has gotten better. Defense is getting better. So this is major if he keeps improving. Yeah, Downey is starting to get there. Let's see. But we're going to get to some more questions. Give me just a minute. I'm sticking with it. And thank y'all for tuning in with me and everything. So we're still having a very good time. Red says Chiefs defense is vulnerable. Donnie D says I took them at 6.5, -6.5. Hey, right now I believe it is at 7. Right now I'm gonna try to see what BetMGM has right now for the Titans as far as the point spread, but I believe the last time I looked, it was at about 7.5 on this game. So I'm actually trying to pull that up right now. Let's see. Tyler says, I read if Henry averages 117 yards a game, he'll get to 2,000. And if he gets more than that, he can break the record. Let's see. Sean comes in and says, do you think we should rest Julio and AJ these next 2 games? Save them for week 5 and 6. We're going to need them healthy. Now, this is probably a very risky proposition. And I see Jacksonville and Cincinnati -7.5. I'm thinking about taking Jacksonville at +7 because I don't know if the Bengals are going to just blow out a team. Right now, according to BetMGM, the Titans are -7 right now. They are a 7-point favorite on the road. I think right now for this game, I would rest Julio and AJ. I would rest them both. Now, maybe the game against Jacksonville, I wouldn't necessarily say play them a bunch of snaps, but I would play, if they're able to go, I would play them at least a few snaps so you can knock some of the rust off. So that way you're not trying to knock the rust off against Buffalo. So I would say keep them out of the Jets game, have them play a little bit in the Jags game. Dion says, why was Julio out at the end of the game? Man, your guess is as good as mine. I was at the game and I was wondering that too, because there was times Julio was kind of hopping and jumping and trying to stay loose. Looked like he was ready to go back in, but Vrabel would not put him back in. Vrabel kept saying he was tight. And so it was some type of leg injury. So that was what we were hearing, but y'all know Vrabel, he's Belichickian. He's not going to do a lot of talking. He hates talking about injuries. He hates it. So Tyler said, who's going to be the kicker? Right now, I'm sticking with Ficken. I'm sticking with Bullock right now. Reggie says, could the Jags be a trap game? They play the Cardinals closer than we did. Well, we can't take any team lightly. A lot of people say this is a trap game, but I think the fact that we're playing these 2 teams together could definitely help us out. Ms. Mim says, when is Weaver coming back? I'm afraid Weaver is not going to be coming back for quite some time. He has a broken fibula, and he's going to be out a while. And I'm thinking he might be out for the remainder of the season. I think he was put on IR, if I'm not mistaken. So a broken fibula in his ankle. So I think right now he's probably out for the remainder of the season. And I don't see him coming back at any point this year. And right now they have not really put that timetable out, but Vrabel basically said, yeah, he's going to be out a while. Oh, my God. Did Power Hour just do this? You going to go little big league on me? Saying if Johnny can paint the house in 3 hours and Bill paints the same house in 2.5, how long would it take them to paint it together? Little big league. So I'm going to answer that question the way Bowers did. He said, you take a look at this. You put A times B over A plus B, you come up with an answer of 1 7/8. He understood the intricacies of mathematics. 1 7/8. Let's see. Did you hear Jamie Collins got released? Yes. He did get released by the Lions. Don't think the Titans will pick him up. We'll definitely see. Ian, what's going on with that? Reynolds was not on the injury report, so I take it he practiced. So let's see. Josh's opportunity depends on special team. Yeah, I did hear some of that too, but Josh got to take advantage of his opportunities. C-Dub says, what's going on with Darrington Evans? Nothing yet. I don't know. Right now, they haven't brought him back. Marcus Johnson and Brady Breeze are now designated to return, so that opens up a 21-day window that they can practice and try to be able to get activated, because I think you get 3 weeks. If you do not activate them within that 3-week time, then they're going to be on IR for the rest of the season. And I think Marcus Johnson will be back sooner rather than later. Brady Breeze, I don't know. So we're definitely going to see about that. But yeah, broken fibula doesn't look good. Let's see. If Evans comes back, will that mean Sargent go to the practice squad? I don't know. That's a very good question. Most likely, I would say so. I would say we'll go back to the practice squad. Paulie D says, we should be able to turn around our -6 turnover rate with Zach Wilson and Trevor Lawrence. We got to take advantage of that. I agree. Let's see. PMB, do you think we get any valuable player from our draft picks? Valuable play from our draft picks? It seems like we have deja vu. Well, we got to see what Dylan Radunz and Caleb Farley. Obviously, Elijah Bowden, he's trying to get himself together defensively. Monty Rice, I think, will be more special teams. Racey McMath did get some snaps, but he's more special teams. Des Fitzpatrick is Des Fitzpatrick. Enough said. So right now we're waiting on our rookies to really make an impact. Do you think Marcus Johnson will be available? That's a wait and see. I hope so. Tyler says, bone to pick with other Titans fans. There were way too many Colts fans at the game. What's up with our fan base? I mean, I was at the Bama game night before, and Bama was straight crazy loud. We do have to do better with that, and we got to take our stadium back. There were quite a few Colts fans, but I think it was just the fact maybe people were scared about it. I don't know. Because Bills Mafia is going to be in the house Monday night. We got to show up in force. Do you think this is a trap game? I don't think this is a trap game, but we can't overlook them. Definitely can't overlook them. But y'all, let's move on and get into this Jets game. And we got them coming up. And this is what happened with the Jets last week for them. Let me take my thing off of here. The Jets fall to the Broncos 26-0. Got shut out on the road. Zach Wilson, 19 of 35, 160 yards, threw 2 more picks. He threw 6 picks in his last 2 games. 6. So we definitely have a chance to get some turnovers. Michael Carter, only 9 carries, 24 yards. Wasn't really that effective. Former Titan Corey Davis had 5 catches, 41 yards. Now, the aforementioned defensive line for the Jets is pretty good. With Quinnen Williams, Sheldon Rankins, Quinnen Williams had 1.5 sacks. I mean, Quinnen Williams is pretty good. Not even going to lie about that. So, the Jets, we cannot underestimate them. They could be something interesting. And so, if we take a look at the numbers, on offense, here are the rankings. The Titans, 15th in points per game offensively at 24 points, right at 24 points a game. 15th in total offense at 383 yards a game. 3rd in rushing at 159 yards a game. Passing has dropped a bit to 21st at 223 yards a game, but we have allowed 10 sacks. The Jets are one of the worst offenses in the league, only averaging right at 6.7 points a game. That is dead last in the league. That means they don't score, which should be a pretty good situation for us. Yards per game, 250 yards a game. That is 30th. Rushing yards, only average about 80 yards rushing. That is 29th. Passing yards, 170. That is 30th. And they have allowed 15 sacks. On defense, the Titans are getting better in that regard. They were 29th in scoring defense. They've moved up to 25 at 28 points per game. The Titans have moved up to 15th in total yards at 359 yards given up. Rushing, they're in 12th. I believe they were 13th, but they moved up to 12 at just over 100 yards a game. Passing-wise, they've moved up as well to 259 yards passing per game at 18. We have 7 sacks as a team, but the turnover differential -6. The Jets, however, are pretty decent on defense. They only average giving up about 23.3 points a game. That's 14th in the league. Average giving up about 328 yards a game. That's 10th. Average giving up 111 yards rushing. That's 14th. Passing yards, 217. That's 10th. They have 6 sacks as a defense, but their turnover differential is -5. So, terrible offensively, very good defensively. And Tyler says Jets are going to be coming for Henry, so we need to go over their heads. So even without AJ and Julio, next man up. That's true. Sherman is with the Bucs now. We're definitely got to see what happens with that. Corey Davis got asked if the Titans offered him any kind of contract. He said no. Is that messed up? Not even an offer. I mean, too expensive. He's getting over $12 million. And we got Julio Jones. Julio Jones is better. Well, Ian's saying, look, if Evans isn't available soon, he would entertain a call. And CW says, for what I'm hearing, the Jets fans, they are not happy with Corey Davis right now. His drops have them up the wall. I mean, did we not see this? We saw this here. Quesenberry doing a good job at right tackle. I agree. I mean, we saw this with him here. He had some drops. There were times that Corey Davis, if you do not get Corey Davis involved early, he tends to disappear in games. That is something that they tend to do. Hey, True, what about signing back John Simon now that Weaver's out? I would. I'd be doing that quick. I'd be doing that very quick. And so, in beating the Jets, it is now time for the Blue Enforcer 4 points to victory. And now it is that time, Blue Enforcer 4 points to victory. And we're going to tell you how the Tennessee Titans can win this game over the New York Jets. But again, if you do not have your Titans of Truth swag, make sure y'all check out Miss Latoya Akinyemi. My email at queenbutterflytees@gmail.com or on Instagram at queenbutterflytees. Or you can get my email at canewell817@gmail.com. Or if you want the hat like the one that I've been having on all show, you can get with my guy at OTC, Out the Cribs. That's out_the_customs_ on IG, on Instagram, if y'all want some of this Titans and Truth swag that we got going on. So, the Blue Enforcer 4 points to victory. This is what I think they need to do to be able to get a win over the New York Jets and get to 3-1. Number one, take advantage of the opportunity. Now, I said this last week, but again, next man up. With Julio and AJ most likely out of this game, this is where Josh Reynolds, Nick Westbrook-Akina, Cam Bassett, Racey McMath, Marcus Johnson, Chester Rogers, these guys got to step up and make some plays. Anthony Ferguson included. So we got to have that next man up mentality and definitely make sure that we step up, that those guys step up and make some plays for this team. Jermaine, you're a little late, but that's okay. We're glad to have you anyway with that. So that's number one. Number two, be patient. It's okay if early on it's run, pass, punt. Because this Jet defense is pretty decent. And take what they're going to give you. Take what the defense gives you and just slowly beat them down. With some Derrick Henry, those holes were open. And I noticed some of the stuff against the Broncos, their tight ends were getting yards. Like the middle of the field was kind of open on C.J. Mosley and others. Although the Jets do have some players on that defensive side of the ball with Quinn Williams, with C.J. Mosley, also Sheldon Rankins. So they have a nice little defensive line. Number three, shut down the run. Then you can get after Zach Wilson and let him make mistakes. This will be a good game to get some takeaways. So take care of Michael Carter, stop him, and then you can launch an all-out assault on Zach Wilson and be ready for that tip drill. Tip balls, get ready to pick them off. We got to be ready for that. Keith said, you know what bothered me? Everyone keeps talking about how bad our defense is. Are they even watching the game? Defense has improved a lot. Keisha, I'm glad you're here. Welcome in. Agreed. They are better. And again, I'm going to go back before we get to point number 4. Again, here are the numbers. The Titans they've went up 4 spots on points allowed. They have went up from about the 20s to about 15 defensively. They've gotten better against the run, and they're starting to get better against the pass. They are coming up. They're coming up towards the middle of the pack, and that is exactly where we want them to be. Which led me to point number 4. Last but not least, don't play down. Do not underestimate this opponent. I'm going to be saying this for the next couple of weeks. The Titans tend to do this, but don't play down to your competition. If you have an inferior opponent, you treat them like an inferior opponent and you whoop their tail. This is the NFL. They got players too. Do not give them any hope. Do not believe I don't believe they should be able to keep up. Punish them. Make sure that they are not even close to being in this game. And Tyler said, coached by a bum. Look, for everything that we've said about Shane Bowen, we've all hated Shane Bowen, but he's doing well. He's doing all right so far. But we're definitely going to see. Do you think Dennis Fitzpatrick or Mason Kinsey get the call up? One of them probably will. And I would like it to be Mason Kinsey. Paulie D said, love to see Derrick Henry catch a ball, staying in on third down. I agree with that. Absolutely. So, again, my 4 points to victory. Number 1, take advantage of the opportunity. And that's going for the receivers. Number 2, be patient. Take what they give you and slowly beat them down. Number 3, shut down. Shut down the run. Get after Zach Wilson. Force some turnovers. And 4, don't play down to your competition. Don't play down to them. So, if you got a good opportunity to really put a stamp on a team, do it. And so, and I'm with D minus. You got to get some turnovers. Mark Jones says, feed the king. I agree. We got to get turnovers in this game. Let's see. Game plan is to not let Quesenberry be the team leader in forced fumbles. Right. Let's see. Reggie says these next 2 games should be a killing ant with a sledgehammer type of game. I know that's right. Remember Cincinnati last year. I know that's right. You better remember that game. He said, nope, defense is nowhere near where they were last year. So far, that's true. Make that rookie quarterback choke out there. We're playing against 2 rookie quarterbacks the next couple of weeks. Their O-line is anemic, but they have some good players. Defensively, yes, they do. Shane Bowen still has DBs playing way off, and in the game with the Colts, converted 3 4th downs, always up the middle. Yeah, they did convert 3 4th downs. Now, they were 3 for 12 on 3rd down, which is better. So, with that being said, what was my pick? I'm going with the Titans 24-6. I think they struggle a little bit offensively, but get it together towards the end. I think they're going to win and win pretty nice and get to 3-1 at 24-6. In the pregame, I will give you my fantasy players, who to play, who to sit. I will probably say right now, you better bench AJ. I'm probably going to go on my fantasy team and bench Julio. So I think I'm definitely going to do that. And starting wise, I would probably, I'll attempt to see if I can get maybe Chester Rogers off of waivers. I'm gonna try to see if I can get him or Nick Westbrook-Ikhine off waivers. Maybe that'd be good to have. So I'll have my fantasy pickup before the game against the Jets before we do kick off. And also remember, I will be live from Indigo nightclub doing pregame, doing a live stream, and doing postgame as well. So definitely prepare for that. Definitely be in tune for that. And also either Friday or Saturday night, Friday night or Saturday afternoon, I will do the picks by truth. So I will be doing some picks for week 3 for every NFL game. So stay tuned for that. But now it is time to end the show. It is the last Thursday of the month, Wednesday of the month. So it is time for Shut Your Pie Hole. So if there was anything that y'all saw in sports or anywhere where y'all thought it was something stupid and you want to tell somebody to shut your pie hole, put that out and I will definitely mention it. Let's see. We have some predictions. Let's win it all. Titans, Ms. Mim says. Mark says, whatever it takes, get the W. I'm going. C-Dub says, Titans 28, Jets 3. Paulie D says, I believe we're going to smell the blood in the water and dominate. 31-9 on that. My boy Shark from the Let's Tighten Up podcast. Shout out to those guys as well. Shout out to Tighten Up Load, to Mr. Titan, to Ken Moore as well, in Tennessee Titans Weekly, all those guys, Titans Rossi, also Titan Time and the Power Hour, all those guys, and Let's Tighten Up. He says, get the Titan defense for fantasy. I may have to do that. Tyler says 31-9. Ms. Mim says 42-0. I don't know if we're going to have that, but 42-0 we'll definitely see. Power Hour says, great show. I appreciate that. Tighten up, win every day, not just every game. I know that's right. Mark saying 42-14. Manny Z says, tighten up. I appreciate that. But the shut your pie hole moment I have came from, I was listening to the Buck Rising show on 104.5 earlier today. And a guy came up, said, I believe he said, his name was made official. I guess he was a referee. he was a referee at some level, and he came on the show and was just basically bashing anybody who basically was complaining about the officials in games. And he was basically saying, well, y'all need to stop complaining about the officiating. If you think you could do a better job, come join us and be an official and things like that. So, I mean, part of me understood that. It's like, hey, if you think you could do my job better than me, come join us and do it and everything. But where I disagree with him at is that, look, this guy is probably either a peewee ref or high school ref, maybe even a college ref. It's very different when you're a ref for peewee teams, middle school or junior high or high school, as compared to college and NFL referees. It's a whole different can of worms. In the NFL, you're at the very highest level. You are expected to get every single call correct, and most refs do not. And as fans, we have a right to complain about the officiating if we thought it was terrible. The Seattle game officiating was terrible. In this game, I think officiating was a little better, but there were still some moments I didn't like. So as far as I'm concerned, we can complain about the refs. Heck, P. Shark is right. He said, I was a ref for intramurals in college. I'm complaining about refs. I did the same thing. I was an intramural ref for flag football in college. I did that for work study as an intramural referee. I did the same thing. And I would complain on the refs. So as far as I'm concerned, Mr. Made Official from the Buck Rising show, shut your pie hole. Ian Talley said Jarrett Stillman needs to shut his pie hole, always being pessimistic. Now, I did listen to a little bit of Jarrett on Monday where he was talking about he wasn't happy with, he was disappointed even though the Titans won. Now, I understood part of the reasoning because of the turnovers. I think the turnovers had a lot to do with it because I think we could have been up more. We should have really blew the Colts out. But other than that, I agree. Jarrett was a little bit too pessimistic. I'm like, as the late, great Floyd Reese would say, a win's a win. Or as Dominic Toretto would say, it doesn't matter if you win by an inch or by a mile. Winning's winning. And that's all that will do. The Colts have shut Colin Cowherd's pie hole for him. I agree. He the one picking the Colts to win. They're 0-3. And Mark Jones said the NFL officials definitely have higher ups in their headset determining game outcomes and flag or no flag. Officials have been awful. Officials ain't been great. I agree. I definitely agree. But everybody, I think that's just about going to do it for my show tonight. Again, I say thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank y'all for helping me get to over 1,000 subscribers and help me on the road to 2,000. And make sure y'all follow on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter, everywhere. You know where to follow it. But of course, as we end the show, y'all know what we got to do, and that is tighten up because that's all we know how to do. I bid y'all a good night. Thank you, and I will see y'all on Sunday. Josh, it's going to be a little bit longer before they can clinch it, but we'll definitely see. Mark says, ugliest win is better than the most beautiful defeat. That much is true. Paulie D, thank you. Thank you, guys. Again, tighten up because that's all we know how to do. Good night, y'all.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.